The next morning, the sun rises, and on the horizon, when the sun's coming up, you guys can see what looks like a faint, dark line on the edge of the horizon of the water, and a voice calls out from the crow's nest, "Land ho!" People come up from aboard the ship or onto the deck of the ship, and they see they all look at it in the distance, and from here it really starts to hit not only the visual, but being on the sea this whole time, you get accustomed to the ocean. And one thing that hits you, that strikes you, that's different, and Hadal, you're used to this situation being a sailor of some repute, the smell of the land starts to waft towards you all, and you start to smell spices and vegetation and just a hint of forest that you might not get just being out here in the salty air. Seagulls fly overhead. The ship, the rising sun out of the front of the ship, a small smoky trail billows up from the arcane engine that had been destroyed from the previous few days. You all take a moment to kind of sit here and watch the island as it gets closer. In the distance off to the sides of you, you can see other ships starting to converge in this area. They get closer and closer as you guys get closer to this island, and you can start to see a few details. You can see a huge range of mountains billows up from this island, but on the sides of it are these like long, flat areas. And as they just drift down into beach, nestled at the heart of this mountain that's closest to you guys is a vibrant, crowded city. And you can't quite hear music, but you start to see smaller ships kind of passing back and forth. Smaller vessels, not sea crossing vessels like you're in. These are personal yachts, sailboats that are going out for the day, fishing boats. You guys start to pass. People pulling up large cages of different crabs and lines of large fish. You start to see people kind of waving at you in the distance as you guys are coming through. And you start to form into kind of like a loose line, kind of like the entry to the Panama Canal, right? You see all those boats kind of parked out, waiting their turn. And from there you see these large birds floating around in the sky. And one starts to swoop down closer and closer. And this bird is huge. At first, you think it might be an Aarakocra, possibly, but then it gets closer and it's even bigger. And all of a sudden, this huge winged figure, the reptilian kind of skin-like stretched out wings, falls down. Its elongated head of this pterodactyl lands on the front of the ship, and a rider riding on back. Whoa! Sweet, sweet, my friends. Welcome to Cobas.
Sweet, sweet.
Sweet, sweet.
Well met.
I see that you're having trouble with your ship. Is there anything that we can assist you with right here and now?
Yeah, get that pterodactyl off our ship.
No, it's actually it's just our cook. He's got a bit of an experiment going down in the kitchen. It's really nothing to be concerned about at all.
No, I finished the cooking for the day.
Me will.
I was never overcooked.
You're in the kitchen now.
Cut on. And he gives a kind of a heel into the side of the pterodactyl, and it kind of hunkers down a little bit, and he crawls off. My name is Darian. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Do you mind if and he's wearing kind of an official garb, it looks like. He looks like a dino rider. It looks like a kind of a member of the city, right? He's got like a kind of like a gold circular, not badge, like a star, but kind of a gold symbol on his chest with the cape kind of loose around him. The cape is is a rich yellow. He's got very dark skin, big smile, and he kind of steps down, half elf, got a little point to his ears. Would you mind if I look around the ship, just to see that it is true that you're cooking down there? I don't mean to pry. This is not an investigation. This is just to put you at the right dock.
Would I offer you a mini quiche while you head down?
I would love a mini quiche.
It is going to be.
I think we was just headed to the teriyaki anchorage, though. You know, because
yes,
because of the
the
smoke.
anchorage. Well, normally our ships that are down on their luck port down there at the anchorage. Yes. Any ship that might cause a hazard to commerce, we ask that they park out there. It seems as though your ship might be in such a situation, but if that's where you're heading, then great. I just wanted to give you a look over. We investigate any ship that we see smoke. There have been many ships that have crashed on their way to Cobas for the run, and we just wanted to make sure that the right ships went to the right places. We've had one major vessel go down, and we've heard rumors of a few more. So we are expecting ships to need repair, and we have repair people down at the anchorage waiting.
Excellent, thank you. Where was those ships damaged? What ships are you talking about?
There was a large passenger vessel that went down. And, well, one person survived, but the rest of the ship of maybe 100 people.
What?
Would you happen to know? Would you happen to know where this fella's at?
What?
I
don't know much.
I was on a ship that went down, and I may want to talk to this guy about maybe it was the same.
He's receiving a place of honor at the Golden Run. You might have an opportunity to see him after this during the run. It's possible that you will get eyes on him. I don't know much of the details of this individual. I just know of the ship crashing.
He's got to be incredibly lucky, you know.
What was the name of the ship?
The name of the ship? It was. What was it? It was the.
The Hawk.
It was the Jump Start. It was called.
The Jump.
DM, is this somebody that we need to keep the fact that we have an arcane engine a secret from?
No, especially if you're, if you're honest about needing repairs. I don't know if you are or not. He is simply an envoy of the city, coming down here and directing you to the certain docks that people are supposed to.
If we know that he's not, if we know he's not like kingdom people that we need to keep it a secret from.
Yeah, he is from Cobas. He is not Blue Robe Kingdom. He has a yellow sash on him that drapes down. And Hadal, you have been to Cobas a few times. You know that this is like not necessarily like the police of the city, but kind of the commerce kind of regulators, if you will, like the dock wardens, if you will.
Okay, then yeah, it seems like we would just tell him.
Yes, if you need a trouble with, or if you have trouble with your arcane engine or anything, feel free to park at the anchorage. I'm not taking down the name of the ship or the crew. I am just trying to make sure that everything is in order for the Golden Run. All right?
Totally
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Could you tell us like who we could talk to about repairs, where we could find them?
There are plenty of mechanics in the anchorage. I'm not privy to individuals' names, but you will find many local artificers there. Many of them work on the sort of equipment that you have on board. Okay. Is there any emergency situation that you need help with other than fixing your ship?
Yes, we could use maybe a healer or someone who could potentially help a fella's mind that might be broken, like somebody who could like do a big restoration type spell, you know?
A jumbo.
Jumbo,
A jumbo
Is
resto.
this an immediate medical emergency that we need to
No,
medics up
no,
here right now?
no, nothing like that. It's more of a like,
Okay.
who would we talk to, you know, later today?
Absolutely. There are many temples in town. There are temples to Kor,
Oh,
the Moonweaver, there's the Dawnfather, there's the Queen of Ravens out here. There are many different temples. I don't know which gods you worship, but all are accepted here at Cobas.
neat, great.
Sweet, sweet.
Neat.
Sweet, sweet.
sweet.
Well, if that is all, enjoy your time in Cobas. May your entrance be sweet. May your exit be sweet. So we say unto you, sweet, sweet.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Ah,
flies off into the distance.
What was his name?
Darian?
Darian.
Oh, Darian. Darian Gap. Yeah.
No.
Wait, what was the no? Okay, is this a secret I'm not supposed to know about as a player?
No, just is it Darian like Darian?
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant the ship thing with the one survivor. Is that Sinclair's backstory or something?
No, that's gonna
No,
probably
it's
be
fucking
from Will.
Ron.
Oh. Wait, what ship went down though? What,
It doesn't matter. Any ship he's on.
And I think this is the fourth ship that he's been like the lone survivor from.
right on, man.
He's the luckiest and unluckiest guy.
I kill everyone I see, man.
I always live.
Hey, I know what you're all thinking, and I know that it'd be lovely to see Ron again, but under no circumstances can we allow him to join the crew of this ship. Obviously, that would be a death sentence for all of us, okay?
agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we go ahead and
Jesus Christ.
All right.
He made it.
As you guys roll in closer and closer to the island, you see kind of life stacked on top of each other out here. There are kind of like maybe 4 or 5 story buildings that are tightly structured next to each other. You see cloth kind of draped in between or coming off of it, kind of like shades that have been pulled down. You see people walking along the streets. Above, in between the buildings, there's lines of clothes and people stringing things out. There's flags that are adorning certain areas that are kind of just waving in between buildings, so people can see the breeze coming through. Flowers kind of drift down, but so does kind of refuse on the street. There's papers, there's trash. This is a very busy area, and as you get closer and closer to the anchorage, you pull in and you see a few other ships kind of parked out there. Some ships you see are in much worse shape than yours. I mean, you see a ship out there with a complete like mast just snapped in half, and no mainsail on it, or kind of just coming in off of a jib. You see a couple of other ships that look like they're okay, and you see some ships that look like they're totally fine, but that the crew on them seems to be a little dodgy looking. And as you guys park up, there's people kind of directing you in. They've got batons with the light spell, the light cantrip kind of in, and they're kind of directing you into certain spots.
No pterodactyls? No glorious pterodactyls?
No, you kind of watch and you see a few more riders as you guys get closer and closer. But this is not a really open view of the city. And so as you guys kind of get down and get past the initial kind of like dock shades that are in this area that kind of block the sunlight, you guys are in these like cramped areas as the boards come down and people stretch their legs and finally get off the boat. There's people mulling around in this area, carrying boxes, talking, chat, telling orders, sending things over there, and oh, look out! And a couple people pass through. There's a few different taverns that are out here too that advertise different specials for sailors that are just coming in. And you see people kind of loading things up on these carts. And you guys start loading something up on a cart, just trying to help the crew of the Crimson Tide as you get your bearings. And the cart jostles a little bit. You look over, and at the other end of the cart, somebody has like walked into the side of this Triceratops, and this huge lumbering beast kind of makes its way out, and the cart moves and shifts a little forward. You guys back up, and this Triceratops has adornments wrapped around its horns. It has a large blanket over the sides. It has ropes with side satchels on, and it has a person sitting up there with a little stick and a little just like not a whip, but kind of like a little flag on it. Whoa, 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 kind of waves it in front, and the Triceratops' big plate head shakes back and forth as if, settle down. Shh. Sorry about that, folks. You can continue loading.
Does the Triceratops looks at us and say, "It's a living," or something like that?
Yeah, if only if you spoke with animals. If you speak with animals, maybe you can have a conversation.
It's like the videos of those people walking down the street on their phone and they just like walk into a moving van somehow.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, oh, it's a
I
Triceratops.
want to cast speak with animals.
You have that?
Yeah, speak verbally
Yeah.
with it. Beast for duration.
Hell yeah.
Interaction limited by intelligence of beasts.
Tiny
I don't want
brains.
to iterate.
No, you brought this up. Drag it out.
I don't
Come
want
on.
to.
Now the dinosaurs talk. Were you ready?
You can't speak with animals on this.
No, I don't. Nope.
Ah.
I was over here mute and practicing a voice for you. I'm a Triceratops. Hi, everyone.
Force.
You guys start loading up. The captain, Marana Darktide, looks at you. Hadal, it would be best if you started working on the plan with the crew. I'm going to have Sadie look over everything and see, kind of get an inventory of what we might need. But if you want to try to bring a mechanic that knows how to work on arcane engines back to the ship, and then work on the second task that we discussed. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and split up into a couple of those different tasks, like somebody to go find somebody. Yeah, I know Hadal's saying it like this. It's we need somebody to go find us a shipwright. I can do that. And we also need somebody to find or at least try to find a healer that might be willing to come aboard and check out Lono.
I can go for the healer. I can find a healer.
And then maybe someone could go with Miwo to the Cobas General Bank and check out Captain Johanna's vault. I think we should take care of. I think we should take care of everything we can right away before we do anything related to Koa and Lono.
You could take care of the heist yourself. But
I figured we'd do that later.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Hadal, I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to finish up a couple of deals over here. I have to manage a few transactions, and then I'm going to speak to our benefactor, or at least my associate here from the regulars, and we will get the ball rolling on a few things, okay?
Okay, yeah. That's
Welcome to Cobas, everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time here.
Thanks.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna.
And we'll we'll get paid in like 24 hours, something like that.
Within 24 hours of setting foot on the ground, I guarantee. Make sure we have to get a few loose ends taken care of. We have to get inventory on what we need for the arcane engine, and we need to know, frankly, how much our job is worth in the end, and we need to figure out a few more things. But don't worry. What I said to you all, I meant, and the number I gave you earlier is correct. Okay.
And we're supposed to meet, well, I guess we can find out, but like we were supposed to meet at the Golden Run, like I guess when the actual races pop off with Killa.
That is when the transaction is happening, the night of one of the races.
And do we know how, like when that is?
Excuse me, and she goes over and talks to somebody. Yeah, what can I do for you? We were wondering how many days left until the start of the Golden Run. Yeah, I think we got. Well, I'm not too good with days. I'm not too good with numbers, but I think it's got a couple of days. I think right. It's 2 days. It's in 2 days. It's the biggest thing. It's the only thing that happens out here. It's in 2 days. Well, it seems like the Golden Run starts in 2 days. I found out.
Okay. Okay. 2 days. 2 days for the odd jobs, and then the heist. That's not a lot of time to plan, but maybe they'll question him first. You know.
Hey, we have more time. You know, it's any time is better than no time. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
We use what we have and we go from there.
All right.
That's pirate code 101.
Right. Right.
Are we
All
fighting?
right. Skip to it. Heda, you're in charge of them. And she goes back and she starts conducting people to bring them over to other carts. You see kind of laborers pulling carts, maybe less well-off individuals are moving them around, and you guys start to kind of weave through the docks. The open air of the city, you can kind of see off in the distance a little bit. You get glances of like alleyways that break off into big openings where you see crowds of people walking and bright, sunny houses and everything. But you guys are kind of working your way along the docks, and there's a lot of like small woodworking shops out there. You see people kind of sawing large pieces of timber. You see people, with big bundles of sails, making negotiations with other captains, and they're kind of talking animately about prices and everything. Go ahead, and whoever is doing the who's team Arcane Engine?
I mean, I think we only need one person to try to find the ship, right? One person to try to find a healer for Lono, and then maybe 2 people to go to the bank.
Yeah, so you guys divide up right now. It's just the 3 of you. It's Miwo, it's Hadal, and Sinclair. Sadie's back on the ship, talking to the captain about the inventory that they need.
Nice job. I saw the company.
Okay, well then, I
I'm
can go
muted.
look.
Sorry. I can, if y'all want to both do the bank, because it may take 2 people to cast, and then somebody, because I mean, Miwo's real big.
Well,
He needs to pretend to be this captain lady.
I mean, he can only cast that on himself, so he has to be the captain.
yeah, but I could just go by myself. I don't need another person.
I just thought that was the most dangerous
It is.
thing
It
of all.
go,
If any one of those jobs needed
It's
2
only
people,
2.
almost assuredly will go bad. I'm sure one of the other jobs could be, like, no offense to Lono, but we could like kind of hold off.
You could just do a little recon at the bank. It doesn't have to be a full-scale infiltration.
That's actually pretty smart.
Okay.
I mean, we could go, yeah, we'll
Wow,
see.
that's something we would never ever do. Okay.
Because if it takes more than an hour to get in, like your disguised self is gonna.
Yeah, there's a long line because it's payday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone's at Banco General right now.
Okay, then I
It's
can
insane,
go, I can go with
baby.
the bank.
Okay, who's going to the bank? Who's going to the temple? Who's going to the mechanic?
I'm a temple
Oh,
guy,
you're
but
closer.
I can do temple and mechanic if need be. I can do both.
Okay, are you splitting up or are you all doing it together?
Oh, up to y'all.
What?
No, we're splitting up.
Hadal, you're in charge of
That's true.
this mission right now. So you
I
decide.
think Sinclair can find a shipwright and a healer on his own.
Okay.
Wait, and then Sadie doesn't get to do anything?
He already said that she's like on the boat.
I know she's on. Oh,
It's gonna get off this.
is she chained to the damn engine?
I don't make the decision.
You're a doll.
I choose that Sadie can
Right
do whatever
course.
she wants.
The captain turns down your order and says, "No, she is doing an inventory on the ship. Know your place."
So,
Okay.
all right.
Get to counting the rope. Go. Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's,
Sinclair, do man, what is this? You're going through the city. You're looking for something specific. Is this a survival check? You think,
Probably. I would think
or is
so.
this an investigation, intelligence, charisma? You know, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
how much longer?
Yeah. Let's just call it. We'll split the difference. So my investigation's terrible. My charisma's pretty good. So we'll just call it a survival roll, which is
Let's call
+4.
it survival. I think this is you navigating a new place, right? This is you
Yeah.
navigating a concrete jungle, baby.
Let's see.
You've been in a concrete jungle.
What's up,
with
baby? I got an
dinosaur
11.
named Adam. You got a what?
11.
Man, it takes a while. You get to a couple of people like, yeah, man, I'll probably fix it. You know, I work in cannons mostly, but you know, what's an engine if not just a big cannon? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll come back to
Honestly?
you. Maybe I'll come back to you in a minute.
You pass by a couple of a shady alley that's hey man, hey, you need any cane?
Oh no,
Cane,
no
brother?
thanks.
Oh, all right,
no thanks.
all right. Hey, man,
I don't do that
good.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know where to come if you do, right?
Wait, sorry, I didn't even, what'd you say? I couldn't
You
understand.
know where to go to if you decide to, though, right?
This guy, right? I may point somebody your direction. Do you
Just get.
do
Hey,
you
are they cool? Are they cool?
I mean, they're pretty cool. I mean, I think they're pretty cool. Would you happen to know like who would be interested in both selling and maybe buying as well? Would you be that guy?
Yeah. What's that?
Would you be that guy?
You know, mate.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Cool, man.
My name's Ricky, and I
Nice to
shake his
meet you,
hand.
Ricky. You know where to come.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Fade back in the alley.
Yeah.
We do have a half a pound of cane on the
Yeah.
on the
You
ship.
do? Why? Why?
I found it in my
Crimson
notes.
Tide was all about.
The captain of the Crimson Tide was using it in order to stay awake artificially and avoid exhaustion, and was giving it to the rest of the crew. So one of the things on the Crimson Tide was that Grime Hook, that being from the deep, was invading people's like dreams and sleep and changing their memories, and doing that was kind of like feasting on their minds in a way and keeping them awake and exhausting them, and that led to all sorts of horrible things like cannibalism.
That's why. Well, good thing you did about it.
All right, Sinclair, it takes you a while, but you kind of give up for a little bit, and you're kind of just sitting on the dock. So you get kind of near the end of the anchorage, and you can see the wall up ahead, and you haven't really found somebody that's really doing what you want providing the service that you guys need. But then in the distance, you see some sparks kind of flying around, and some sort of welding is happening over there.
Arcane weld.
Arcane welding, yeah, magic welding. And you go over there, and there is a person kind of sitting on top of a large piece of metal inside of this what looks kind of like a garage. Kind of, there's a few other people working, and they have kind of this jack that's holding up this piece of machinery up in the air on this side, and they're sitting on top of this just large piece of what looks like hull to a ship, like a metal hull or something, and they're over there just kind of things blowing out of there.
Riveting and welding. I'm not gonna like scare.
riveting and welding.
I'm not gonna like scare anybody if I approach them.
No, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of noise happening.
Cool.
There's a lot of you're gonna have to shout to kind of make yourself known.
Great. I am looking for somebody who can fix an engine. That person here. We got gold, not on me, but we can pay you pretty good. So,
Roxanne, if you want to introduce your new character.
What?
Yeah. So sitting on at this workbench is a young woman. She'll like lift up the welding helmet and turn around, and you see she's got like greasy mullet, like a red hair mullet, and she's got like rolled up sleeves, like actually a naval, like a Kingdom Navy jacket with the sleeves rolled up, and she's working on the stuff, and she turns around. Well, you look like trouble. Lucky for you, I'm looking to get into some. What seems to be the problem?
We ran into some trouble on the high seas. Goblins threw some kind of explosive in our secret compartment. Wink, wink. And did a lot of damage to the goods. We had an engineer. She couldn't really figure it out, so we kind of limped into town and looking for somebody who knows what they're doing. Everybody else around here is drunk, so I don't really like what they were saying, what they were selling. But if you're looking for some side hustle, some coin, we can pay you pretty good. It looks like you know what you're doing, obviously. Look at your welding and all that. I don't know how that works. So.
Look at you.
All right. Can I get the make and model of your secret compartment?
Yes. That.
Hot 46 pack.
Hot 446 bag.
Yeah, I pull out my little journal. Orc 446 pack. You know what that is?
Those feeling.
Aye. A fine machine. Meant for short sprints on deep waters. Definitely not for shallows or any long-term kind of use.
No, the engineer said she just had it on full blast for the past, I guess, month. So
Fucking hell. All right.
that didn't help the explosion.
Is she functional? Can you get her over here?
I mean, we've got sails. We're smoking a bit, but it doesn't seem to be dangerous.
Right. Now, do you have a mage on crew?
We've got a druid.
That'll do. Listen, cut the engine for sure.
I believe we have.
Right, I could do it. Have your mage bring her in clean. No need to keep a beast like that running while you're just looking for parking.
We are parked. We are out by the Ikari anchorage. We're in the slummier parts. Ikiri, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
You're in it, mate. You're in it. Listen, I don't have much equipment, but what you see here, I suppose I could take it with me, but if it's at all possible to get the ship a little closer.
We could do that. I'm sure we can do that. I'm
signs
sure we
and
can do
whatnot.
that. Is there like a you got like a
Oh,
Oh, you scared him off.
too much, too much.
He'll be back in a second. Great voice. Just
Yeah.
beautiful voice.
We'll
I thought-
see.
No way she's gonna do the Dairy Girls like what we said in you.
Wow.
What
Where
colloidal?
would you put place in your linguistic map?
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Oh, we're listening to this great book called it's about the IRA and like the oh my gosh, what is it called? Don't Zoe would know. Zoe?
so it's that 4-hour mark where it kicks me off.
Oh
After
fuck,
the-
we're all about to go.
It may be there may be a ripple effect. But yeah, we can do everything we was just talking about. We can do that. Yeah, no problem. We can get it over here. How late are you gonna be here? And what time is it now?
Right, you really did a number and it's afternoon. I'll be here all day.
Okay,
It's my
okay.
workshop, I'll be here.
All right. And what was your name? What was your name again?
And you
Did
see
I-
she kinda like gives you a once over.
My name is Sinclair St. Elmo. I do a big bow. There she goes. I do a big sweeping bow that takes about 90 seconds.
Hey, meanwhile, on the streets
Yes.
of Cobas,
Good. That's funny.
you two walk out of the alley, and what opens up in front of you is the city of Cobas. There are sandstone-looking colored architecture, buildings, kind of these hotel rooms stacked on top of each other, and you guys are walking through, and there's people carrying carts of flowers and selling goods in tents, and you see little toy dinosaurs kind of hanging on some of these shops. And as you guys walk through the crowds of people going around, just tourists buying things and everything, you see a couple of groups of kids kind of race past you, and you take a step back, and they're riding these smaller dinosaurs. And they're just like, kind of like a kid might be in one of those like electric cars that kids drive around, about that size. They're just running around on smaller dinosaurs. There's kids playing stick and hoop, and they got like a little pet dinosaur running after them, chasing them, very cute. And up in the distance, what looks like a tower of some sort turns its head and starts to move, and a large brachiosaurus moves in between kind of the alley or this side street that you're on, and you see up ahead in the main passage that there is a huge dinosaur with a small group of people riding on the back with large side saddle bags going, and it has a drapery going down its long neck and out through its tail. It has little fuzzy adornments all over it, gold tassels, and a rich red rug just kind of lining this thing all the way down to the bottom of the tail as it's slowly walking through. We're going to cut back, sorry to give you that little teaser of the street, but we're going to go back and finish the conversation if that's okay, now that Roxanne is back.
Was that a Diablo Rocosaurus?
Diablo Rosaurus.
Diablo
Pretty
Rosa.
pretty much.
The gold tassels and fuzzy ducks.
Nice, yeah.
The
Yeah,
side
they're
is
just
Mickey
blasting a
Mouse,
beat on it.
It's a bob.
Sorry, back to the workshop now that Roxanne is back.
Yeah, my bow ends. I come back up. I'm Sinclair St. Elmo. Reach a hand out to shake. Could I maybe persuade you
Can I do an insight check to see if he's cool?
Yeah, if he's cool, right? It's the second time somebody's asking him in Cobas if he's cool.
Are you cool? Doo-doo-dee. Nat 20. Are you cool? Are you cool?
Yes.
Hudson, is Sinclair cool?
I think the last time I thought it was cool.
Oh my god.
Right.
Oh,
You get a cool
boy.
vibe from him.
I'll put out I'll put out a hand. You can call me Val.
Hudson, it's not time to try your robot voice, man.
Beep boop,
I
I'm
can't
cool.
say hello.
I
For
am an
sure.
otter person. Back to the street.
Oh no. Back to the street.
Back to the streets. Miwo and Hadal, you find yourselves walking through the streets of Cobas. There's people watering flower pots from sitting up high on the necks of other tall dinosaurs on these lamp posts out here. There's palm trees. There's street meat vendors out here. What do you guys want to do right now?
Roll 20's not
Why are there dinosaurs here?
I don't exactly know the answer to that, Miro. I think they're endemic to the island. I think we want to go find the bank.
All right.
A dinosaur?
Go ahead and roll a survival check to find this bank, or a persuasion check if you want to ask people around the island.
Can I help him? I brought a compass.
Nice, yeah, that sounds great. This will definitely help you at least keep your direction.
I'm helping you.
Is it survival?
Or persuasion. It's survival if you guys just want to kind of find it on your own. If you don't mind asking people, it could be a persuasion or a charisma check.
17, survival.
Okay. Yeah, you guys kind of just keep discreet, kind of walking through the streets, keeping an eye out, trying to overhear conversation. And it takes a little bit. You guys walk through. You're following behind a Stegosaurus, and its tail with the spikes is kind of clearing a path behind it. And you guys just decide to kind of walk that path behind it as if it was some sort of linebacker making way. And it has adornments on all the plates along its back. It has these kind of like stained glass plates on it that give it this rich look. It's got bells on its feet, and it makes a shing as it makes these huge steps that kind of shake the ground a little bit. Somebody's just kind of leading it by a rope in the front, and they're just kind of lazily walking along. And you guys make your way downtown that way, and you're able to find the bank. From where you guys are at, the bank is going to be number 16.
We found it.
Inside on the map.
Mark the map, Colin. We found it.
Oh, this thing right here. Okay.
It's on the back of a freaking Turtlesaurus dinosaur. Looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
Right,
you get there. There's this large building. It has a glass dome ceiling, and what looks like a kind of a courtyard garden up on top of it. And there seems to be groups of people kind of entering and exiting the bank. And it has a big old sign on the front that says Cobas General on it.
I think we go in to check it out and just see what it looks like, but like go in separately so it doesn't look like we're together.
Okay.
Does anyone recognize me?
Go ahead and do an insight check, just like a general insight check on the area. Are you disguised or are you Miwo right now?
I'd say I'm Mule. I have nothing to hide right now. Right now. That's a 21.
With a 21, a figure does kind of walk out of the bank, kind of counting a few gold or putting a few gold pieces into a side bag, and they kind of look over and kind of double take when they see you, and then kind of like a look of recognition. Go ahead and do a history check for me.
Oopsie daisy. It's gonna be a 7.
You don't really recognize them, but they seem to recognize you, and they kind of just give you a long glance, and then kind of late, to the game, kind of look away and act like they didn't see anything and just keep walking.
Okay. Is the bell in your...
I will say, just with a general look at them, they look to be a pirate.
Oh no. Is Hadal nearby? Is there a way we can talk to each other discreetly or no? I can message you, of course. Wait, I'm gonna cantrip you and message in the Hadal. I think I've been spotted, but not by my fans, but by pirates looking person.
What makes you think that?
I saw them look at me, and they recognized me, and then they stopped looking at me.
Is there another way they could know you besides you being a famous wrestler?
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of.
What is the other way?
Maybe we speak about this later.
Okay. All right, can we go in and check out this bank?
I thought we were in the bank.
I thought we were outside.
Yeah, you are in the entrance of the bank. You are both in and out, and now you are in officially. Inside the bank, a beautiful stained glass dome ceiling in here. Different scenes adorn it. There's ocean, there's volcanoes, there's dinosaurs, and there's people united together with their arms up, raised proudly in the sky. This bank has a very large kind of general area. Along both sides are glass windows with clerks sitting in there. Small lines are forming, and then ushers are taking people back into a roped off area that has a set of doors that are closed, that when enough group of people come in, they enter into a separate roped area, the doors open, and they enter, and once they enter, their doors close for a while. The doors will open back up after 15 minutes possibly, and people will leave that closed off area where the vaults are. That's in the far end of this building. This building is probably 50 feet away are those walls, right? This is a pretty big area. Actually, 50 feet's not enough. 100 feet, right? It stretches down, and clerks kind of line the walls, and you just hear next and okay, a deposit. Excuse me, I was trying to. And you just hear kind of the general comings and goings of people doing banking business. You see some lines are shorter, and there is a security force at making a presence here. You see people in kind of a tighter, kind of collared red outfit. They've got like a stern looking hat on, and they kind of walk around, and they have the little nightstick on them, and they each have what look like gold bands that surround their arms. And they just kind of wrap around, and they kind of walk around, and just they might give directions and point to people where the bathrooms are and everything, but for the most part they kind of walk around and don't interact too much.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what I'm looking for, except I guess just the process by which people like access their vaults. And it looks like they talk to somebody at a desk and then they go back into the vault area, right?
Yeah, they get ushered to a waiting area, and then the waiting area opens up into the vault area and close. So there's like a 3-step process, right? You got to get an usher to bring you over to the area. The usher waits for enough other people to join you. You are entered into the vaults, and it looked like you are ushered to your vault.
How
Beyond
long
that,
did-
you cannot see.
How long did we clock at this whole process taking? Like maybe under an hour? Or like,
You're kind of just keep an eye on it. It looks like without a hitch, just to get into the vault area, it takes about 20 minutes.
Just to make it interesting.
Like the
Okay.
cleanest kind of like.
Yeah. When all the people show up.
Yeah, with no hitches. You've seen some that take over like maybe 40 minutes, but you see that for the most part, this bank runs pretty efficiently, and especially when people know what they're doing in this bank, that it kind of works clean.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, I can't think of anything else that we want to know recon-wise.
All right.
But I was also going to say, Jacob, that maybe this would be a good time to call it before we get in the middle of any of these things, since it's getting pretty dang late for you guys, especially Roxana.
Yeah, that works for me.
Santa wants to go another hour.
I'm bummed that we just got introduced to Val.
Yeah. Oh, your name's Val. Okay.
An introduction is a good place to kind of end it, right?
Sure. Midway through.
Hey,
Most of my-
can I say one more thing?
Yeah, let's cut
Yes,
back
please.
and let's end it with the finishing up the conversation that got cut off due to bad internet. That I think that's only fair. Let's go back to the docks at the anchorage, and Sinclair and Val are finished shaking hands.
When they do, they've been shaking hands for 15 minutes. No.
It's a really long handshake. It's really awkward.
Cool though.
You're both just
When
looking
she-
at each other.
Mhm.
When he does take her hand, you'll see like in the back of the workshop, you didn't notice it before, but like a shifting figure like lumbers forward, like a quick movement when you like
Yeah.
touch her. And
Faster
like-
faster and more mechanical than a human would. A figure is automatically behind Val, and black metal standing there, traces of light blue light kind of flowing through like a Tron suit, and up just a domed head with a circular porthole face that just glows straight blue stands a mechanical figure
Hello.
right behind Val.
Oh,
Oh,
Val,
yeah,
nice to meet you. Oh my God.
stand down. This is just my naughty lad.
Okay. I stand down.
He's a Nautilus 20 model. You ever seen one before?
No, I don't know what that thing is, but it's imposing. I will say that.
He has been on the fritz all morning. I wouldn't get too close. But it's fine. It won't do anything without my commands. At
Okay.
least it shouldn't anymore.
All right. I like your confidence. Okay, I'm gonna talk to my captain and see. I'm not sure. There was unloading shit earlier, so I'm not sure when we'll swing by, but we'll try to swing by as soon as we can because this was like top priority that we find somebody to do this for us. So we'll just pull up. Next boat will be us. So I guess
Right? I'll get the
we'll see you in a minute.
equipment ready.
All right. Nice to meet you. What was your robot's name or your Your guardian's name?
He's a Nautilus model, so just call him Naughty.
Naughty. He's a naughty boy. I gotcha. Okay.
That's it. Well, only if I say so. So, you know.
I won't. I
Okay.
won't. I won't make you say so. That's a promise from me. And I do another bow. And
Right.
we'll see you soon. We'll see you real soon. And I kind of jog. I actually jog. I jog away because I'm in a hurry now.
I'll watch you leave.
I'm very fast. I'm very quick. You're like, wow, that guy's quick.
Naughty watches him leave as well, and then just kind of looks down at you, Val.
This could be good. Could be good for us.
Kind of looks up and just kind of turns around and walks back to whatever it was doing.
Just pounding.
Behave then.
It's just mashing things together.
Oh, come now. No need for all that.
He starts clubbing something randomly with a hammer, just like really, really hard over and over and over and over again.
Fucking hell, not even over this.
The British Isles are heavily represented in this campaign, I feel. The one
That's the
isle?
one up.
Wait, aren't you guys from the Isle?
The same island?
No,
Oh,
you're
I guess that
island.
is a different island.
Come on, dude. Hold on,
Uh,
Val. Did you even say your name, Val?
Val.
Val. Ooh, Valexshare.
Cool.
I love it. And
That's
I'm
what you
very
get.
I'm very excited.
It's just for style.
Stop.
So, yeah, we'll leave it there, and we'll pick up from those spots next week. We'll get the boat worked on, and we'll after the bank investigation, we'll pick up on the boat being repaired, people getting paid, fun time in Cobas, and finding a healer.
Sweet.
Great.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Val's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Great set, Joe.
Session. Thanks for playing, everyone. I hope it was fun. And
Yeah, always.
find a time next time to play, and we'll see you again.
Alrighty. Night night.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you for the dinosaur ride of a lifetime. Bye.
Oh, it's only the beginning.
Bye, guys.
All right. See you guys.
Sweet.
Sweet, sweet.
Come on. This game awful. Just